Hello everyone, welcome to the Knife Lab. Hey, welcome to the D2 video. So, it's been a while in the making. D2 is such a common steel these days. It's been used in everything from, custom makers are still using it, even some mid-techs are still using it, but it's really creeping into the budget knife market as well. It's a tool steel, it's not particularly stainless, it has some chromium in it. It's kind of known to be one of the longer lasting edge retention steels out of the non-powder steels. That's at least what it's generally known for, and it's why a lot of companies have moved towards it. The way I'm testing it today, it's a little bit of a contest, perhaps. I have 4 Rat 2 D2s here, each one sharpened by a different person to roughly the same specs. Me, Jethro, Nate from NJMS, and one of our old forum buddies, Trav. We have all signed on to sharpen a knife to 15 degrees using our system that we have. They're all different systems as well, and I'm going to do a cut test. I'm going to see how much they cut. Again, bigger sample size. There's still lots of reasons why this isn't the ultimate in science, but take these results for what they are. It's a bit of an interesting data point. My edge is what I'll start on. So I've done 15 degrees per side, and I've done 1500 grit finish. These others are all quite mirror finish. I've gone to 1500 just because, if I'd gone to mirror, it would have been fairly similar to Nathan's method, because the TS Prof is kind of just like a KME on steroids, just a much more solid unit. So the grit is slightly different, so you'll see a 1500 grit edge versus probably a better sharpened because it is Nathan's. I've just written NS, so I know it is. Probably a better sharpened and sharper initial edge, but anyway, data points. And then from Jethro, we have on the Kenangan Workshop edition, he's got a 15 degree bevel here. It is mirror polished as well, and it is convexed, so like a micro convex finish. That's what the Kenangan Workshop will do. And then Trav has freehanded his to a very high polish finish. This almost does feel like this is just speculation. This does almost feel sharper than the others. It feels like crazy scary sharp. And none of these I've cut with at all since they've arrived or since I've sharpened mine. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get mine done first. Mine out of the way. I am probably the weakest of all of us as sharpeners. I would say I'm definitely the weakest. I'll see how mine goes. 1500 grit, 15 degrees per side. On the KME, Pete's Edge. Let's do it. Moving on to the Jethro Edge. Knife supports 15 degrees per side, quite polished, micro convex. Let's see how it does. Mine did 220. The knife support combo workshop edge cut 240 times. Let's write that down so I don't forget. Interesting how convex feels going through the rope, just different. A little bit harder to push through, but then maybe that durability of the convex edge helped it out just now. Who knows? Oh, I'm doing these in order, by the way, so my hands is going to get sorer and sorer. That's why I've saved the V-edge. I'm going to save the V-edge till last, because that usually passes through the rope the easiest. So next I'm moving on to the freehand edge, which in my experienced freehand is often a bit of a mix between flat and convex. It certainly looks pretty flat from here, but Jesus, is a pretty edge. Anyway, let's see how Trav's edge goes. Still got plenty of rope, yep. So thinking me, I got to 220. Jethro's workshop got to 240. See what Trav can do with his freehand stones. Travis's hand sharpened beastie got to 280. I'll write that down. Good work, Trav. Holy crap. Very scary sharp falling through that rope at first as well. Almost felt like I'd run out of steam at 70 and 10 more, and yeah, it's what I'd call a pretty happy stop. Whew, definitely not a dull knife by any chance. None of these really are. The callus is, the blister is building. Gloves. Fucking idiot. Anyway, too late now. Let's do Nathan's the TS Prof. So probably kind of like a way better version of what I did. Let's have a look. Wow, that's a lot of rope. I guess we're probably at about, 700 cuts or something really in total, are we? Alright, let's get to it. Right, so that is the winner, 340. From the TS Prof with Nathan at 15 degrees per side. So, what does this say about, what does it say about D2? That yes, you can get very good results on D2 as long as you sharpen it correctly. And it also says, how different sharpening methods, and I guess angles most importantly. So let's talk about methods first. So here we've got someone, me, who isn't particularly great, who just kind of follows the instructions and sharpens, and I get 220. Then you get Nathan, who's got probably a little bit more sophisticated a machine and is also a bit more seasoned and does it as a professional thing 340 times with the same steel on the same model of knife. So probably, it's about as, without me sharpening the same knife and then sending it to him, it's about as solid as I can really get at my level. And then comparing these two, so you've got a convex edge, which in my general experience I know to not last as long as the V edges, but you look, a skilled person doing a convex edge versus me with a V edge still does better. So someone who's kind of does it a bit more of a, puts a bit more earnestness into it. And then, but then when you look, V edges again, they do seem to, it kind of goes along a bit more with the convex edges. Whilst they are strong and probably hold a working edge for longer, the V edges seem to hold fine cutting for a little bit longer, and then, hey, maybe they lose the whole thing quicker, who knows. So freehand, not to be understated, that got a result that is better than my KME and better than a machined workshop. And it did seem to be a combination of flat and perhaps a bit of convexing. Maybe the convexing was just from the stropping, who knows. It was mirror polished. All of them were mirror polished except for mine, which did the weakest, which is again interesting. But again, I am less skilled too. I'd love to see Nathan maybe do a rougher finish and then see how it goes against, say, my mirror polish. See if he still does better. Lots of data there, not really, you know, any massive conclusions, but I think the ones that you can make are that D2 is very good stuff for something that is selling for quite cheap these days. And yeah, investing time into sharpening, or, you know, investing time into equipment and then into skill, you generally do get good results. I mean, look, his edge, Nathan's edge, went about a third, went about 30%, was it 30%? No, went about, yeah, about 30% more than my edge did. So, you know, 100 and so more cuts, maybe 40% more, just from skill and I guess also his rougher finish. But at any rate, hope you've enjoyed. I might do some more testing on D2 on my own knife, probably some different angles and such, but for now, my hands are shagged and I'm certainly satiated my curiosity. Thank you, Nathan. You can find Nathan at MJMS EDC YouTube channel. Jethro, you can find knife support. It's his sharpening business. He will do tip restorations, great for fixed blades. Really fixed up my Bark River that I completely screwed up, and my Falcon even, which had just had the shit beaten out of it. Fixed those up really nicely. Travis, he's just the dude. So I think if you're on the Spyderco forums, you might have had Travis sharpen for you. But mate, if you've got any links you want to put them in the comments and I'll pin it to the top. Alright, thanks everyone. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.